My first entrepreneur is based in Finchley, North London. Many of us think at some point in our lives we'll hit upon a brainwave. But Barry Frieder thinks his big idea could mean big business.
I think everyone knew that I always had a design streak and it was just about finding the right outlet for it. It happened to be in developing a cup holder. Have you seen a CouchCoaster before? It just sits on the arm of a sofa and it holds a drink.
Barry's creation is a device designed to protect your sofa from spillages.
When I first came up with the idea, most people that saw my prototype, which was made out of a pizza box, I think they thought I was a bit mad.
Using redundancy money from his job as a chartered surveyor, Barry's design has moved on from a pizza box, and he's recently managed to get the product into the online market, all from his spare bedroom. But I wonder if enough people are going to want this in their living room.
Well, it's a very simple product, and clearly it works. I mean, some people I can see would really want it. It's not for me, but it has a very clear function.
My immediate concern is that it retails at £20. Is this a convenience that costs too much?
So this is it?
Yes, this is CouchCoaster.
How did you come up with the idea?
I was sitting on the sofa watching Match of the Day with a bottle of beer, and the coffee table was way over there. And I thought to myself, there had to be a more obvious place to rest the drink down.
Why these colours?
I just felt that sales would be stronger if I went for complementary colours to match people's sofas and living room environments, rather than it being, you know, a wacky pink.
Can't imagine how many white you sell. Very few, I would imagine.
That's actually our cool cream colour,
cool cream.
but no, it does sell pretty well because it goes with so many different colours.
Who are your customers?
Anyone could use a CouchCoaster.
OK.
And that's a real strength of the product.
Barry's got off to a solid start. He's had orders for 20,000 units, but I wonder whether he's already peaked. Is the demand really out there?
It's one of those products that's either going to do really well or not
Yeah,
work at all,
absolutely,
isn't it?
yeah. I basically had enough belief in the idea. It's never great to hear negative comments about a product.
What's the most negative thing you've heard about it?
Some people think it looks ugly. But
Well, it's functional, isn't it? I mean, it's not a piece of art, but it's functional.
I think it's pretty beautiful.
You think it's pretty
I spent a lot of
beautiful?
time designing it.
It's a bit like I feel about my kids, but they are beautiful.
Well, it is my baby for the time being.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to get rid of that emotional attachment you have to your product, because if you don't, it will end up sort of holding you back.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I've got very thick skin, and I think
You'll need it. So, Barry, when I come back and see you in 12 months' time, what are you going to have done with your business?
I really would have liked to have increased retail sales by 4 to 5-fold, so 80 to 100,000 units globally. And I've only touched the surface of the US market. So I'm really going to focus on growing the retail side of the business into new markets. I think that's where the opportunity is.
Well, best of luck, Barry.
Thanks very much, Karen.
Well.
Really nice to meet you.
I'll see you in a year.
Cheers, thanks.
I think those are pretty tough targets, but Barry seems confident.
I think there's an awful lot of people out there that, you know, do wonder sometimes, what if, for me personally, I'd have preferred to have known, I'd have tried and failed and have never known what success might have looked like.
I'm not sure I'm convinced by the pricing or the demand for this product, but Barry has enough belief for both of us.
If you think of a clever idea and you have the right kind of product, it can go bang overnight. But unless he's more hard-headed, unless he's more focused, he'll never make this the really big success that he wants.
Last year, I met a man working out of his spare bedroom.
Well, I've got to say, this looks really promising. If this is his warehouse, he's had a great year.
None of these look like Barry's. Barry had dreamed up an invention and turned it into a real-life product that he believed in wholeheartedly. Passion is one thing, but the proof is in the pudding. Barry was aiming to sell 100,000 units. So, did he get there?
Hello.
Hi, Karen.
Well, either you've really branched out, or this isn't your warehouse.
It's not my warehouse.
Right, OK. So what is yours then?
So basically all the stock that you can see is my stock. We've got about 5,000 units here, just to give you an idea of quantity.
Does that mean you didn't make your sales target?
Probably not quite the projections that I punched out when we first discussed, but I sold 45,000 units.
OK,
That's
so you're
where I'm
quite
up
a bit
to.
off, aren't you?
Yes, I think I was probably a little bit over-ambitious for the first year.
So Barry sold less than half his sales target. No wonder then he's trading out of someone else's warehouse. I'm keen to know about his sales strategy.
What went wrong?
I think the biggest challenge has been selling units in America. I have now entered the American market with a couple of different sales channels, but I've not quite managed to strike those numbers that I set myself targets for.
In month 1, Barry set about getting his CouchCoaster directly in front of his target audience and secured a massive opportunity to increase sales.
You can rock it, it's got a tacky base as well beneath, so it's really not going anywhere.
A slot on a popular shopping channel in the US just before Christmas.
The great thing about CouchCoaster is that it holds the drink super secure.
How many did you sell, Barry?
1,200 in America.
1,200 sales.
Yes.
That's a problem, isn't it?
I think that I was unlucky with the air dates I got, very, very close to Christmas.
I don't want to be unkind, but that seems a bit of an excuse to me. This is a gifting product.
Yeah, sure.
In the prime December window,
Yeah.
1,200. I mean, are any alarm bells ringing?
I do think that the pitch wasn't executed as well as we could have done.
OK, but 1,200 is 1,200.
It is, yeah.
I think you need to be slightly more objective about it.
In month 9, and with sales figures nowhere near the levels required to meet his targets, Barry sought expert advice from the large household goods retailer JML.
We develop products which solve life's little problems, make life easier for the consumer.
Hi, Ken.
Hi, Barry.
Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, take a look, Ken.
OK.
See if you can decipher what it is.
I think this is going to go on the side of a sofa.
Exactly, yeah.
You're going to put your drink in there. I think it's a great idea.
Sure.
I think it is a really good
Thank you.
idea. I think you've identified a problem which pretty much everybody has.
Yeah.
It feels like a great gift to me.
Sure.
I think you're selling at £20. That kind of feels like the top end, really, of the price range. Probably prices it out of the real mass volume, I would have thought.
Yeah.
But whether it will sell or not, I just don't know. Thanks, Barry.
Lovely.
It's definitely the sort of product that JML would sell. My concern is price, to be honest with you. I think probably £20 is a bit high for that. If we were to work with Barry, we would test the product, I think, at a lower price point.
I'm totally on board with his reaction. Maybe the longer-term goal is a $14.99 price point.
One of the things that I think you should really take note of is the expert
Yes.
who said it's too expensive.
It was not surprising that he'd said that to me. He said it was at the upper end of his sort of price range.
What are you going to do about that?
It is challenging because with £15, I think I would struggle to make it work.
Well, unless you sell more. Because the more you sell, the cheaper it is to make,
Sure.
and the more everybody earns together.
Sure.
You've got to make the decision, work on your numbers, and see what happens to sales. I mean, does that look £20 to you?
Well, I've sold my own product personally at many consumer shows now, and, you know, the honest feedback is that some people think it's a £25, £30 item, and some people think it's a £5 item.
The reason that at sales shows people are saying, oh, I'd pay £25 for it, is because of you. Because you're standing in front of them, demonstrating them, showing them how it works and talking them into it. My advice to you is pick the right price.
Yeah.
You've got to have the ability, Barry, to step back and analyse growth,
Yeah.
margin, profit, follow the money.
Yeah. It was really interesting to hear what advice Karen had to offer, so there's a lot to take on board and walk away with now.
Despite despite missing his target, Barry's had a good first year, but he needs to be more hard-headed. He needs to be more business-focused if he's ever going to really grow this business to make it the success he wants.
Coming up, have this young couple got the perfect remedy for mums-to-be? Or will they hit a bump in the road?
Sometimes I think, am I being deluded? Having to pay a mortgage, not having a wage, money coming out everywhere.